Most remote teams aren't underperforming because people are lazy. They're underperforming because the leadership is reactive. And if you want a remote team that outperforms in-house, you don't need to micromanage. You need to lead with clarity, trust, and a system. Because when no one's in the same room, your leadership either multiplies or it disappears. I'm Trisha Shortino, the CEO of BELAY, a fully remote 9-figure company with no corporate offices and a high-performing team across the country. We didn't land here by accident. We've led the way on purpose from day one. Not to chase flexibility, but to build a business that works. So here are 7 tenets for building a remote team that's focused, connected, and consistently high-performing year after year. The first tenet: hire for autonomy, not proximity. Remote doesn't work if you're hiring people who need hand-holding. We don't hire for availability, we hire for ownership. I'm not interested in who's online the most. I care who can take the result and run with it. That's autonomy. We look for people who are clear thinkers, people who don't wait for step-by-step instructions, people who understand how to manage themselves. If you need constant updates and supervision, you won't thrive here. And here's the truth. If you hire for proximity, you will always be the safety net. And if you're the safety net, you're also the bottleneck. Oddly enough, I was the first skeptic when it came to working remotely. In 2005, my boss came to me and said, "Hey, we have a remote opportunity for you." And I thought, have you met me? I'm a people person and I will die alone in a home office. But boy, was I wrong. Webcams saved the day. Back then we used Skype, today we're in Zoom, but it's actually as if you're in the same room with people. Camera on, of course, that's actually even a belay policy. And I got to lose the commute, even better. Number 2, define success by outcomes, not hours. I don't care if somebody logs 40 hours if nothing meaningful actually gets done. We don't measure effort, we measure results. Here's how I know someone's winning. They're moving the needle on what matters. They're hitting goals, not just clearing inboxes. If your team is waiting to be told what to do and you're tracking hours like a timesheet from 1998, you don't have a team, you have task runners. Set outcome goals, define done, and let your people figure out the path to get there. That's leadership, not hovering. This was a shift I made from assigning emails to my EA for her to handle to me, to actually delegating complete ownership of the inbox to her. So now she's handling 75% of all incoming emails. Result owned, not emails delegated. Now, 75% might be a lot, and you can start with 25% and work your way up, but you get the idea. The same thing with your calendar. This is making the move from, hey, can you schedule this meeting for me, to can you own the entire calendar? And now I won't actually add a single thing to my calendar anymore, which leads us to the third tenet. Set intentional limits and boundaries. I used to think high capacity meant working all of the time, and the truth is it just doesn't. It just means you know what to say yes to and what you need to let go of. So we've built boundaries into the system. No meetings for the sake of meetings. Can it be an email, a Slack, or a video? No after hours expectations. Deep work time is protected. Leaders are thinkers, not doers. Meetings start and end on time. No exceptions. My time is way too valuable to listen to rambling. Present your concern, issue, or problem concisely and come with potential solutions, because if you don't protect your time, no one will do it for you. And when your team sees you honor boundaries, they'll believe they can too. That's not soft, that's sustainable. And sustainable is what scales. So let's reflect on that no after hours work thing. That was me. I was the one working at dinner, working after dinner, even working at breakfast. And I thought the kids were little and distracted and not really aware of what I was doing, and so I considered it to be fine. But the truth is, kids are way smarter than you think, and my daughters completely called me out one day. I was checking email at bedtime. Shame on me. There it was. Mom, are you even listening to me reading? The truth is, shamefully, I really wasn't. So no more evening work. And that leads us to the fourth tenet. Design systems that reinforce accountability. You can't grow a business by keeping everything in your head. If you're still the system, you don't have a system. We use tools, but they're not for tracking people, they're for tracking outcomes. Slack is great for a quick question. Asana holds projects and deliverables. Loom lets us explain things once instead of repeating them 10 times. Shared docs and SOPs make the work repeatable. That's what real accountability looks like. Everyone knows what they own. They know what the deadline is and what success looks like. No confusion, no chaos, no chasing people down. Number 5, build trust through communication, not control. Remote teams can't thrive without strong communication, but strong doesn't mean constant. It means intentional. We don't micromanage. We don't check statuses every hour. We build rhythms that create connection and surface problems early, whether it's weekly one-on-ones, pulse surveys, Slacks when it makes sense, but not all day, and we give feedback early. If someone's off track, we don't wait 90 days to say something. We say it in week 1. Week 2, because if you've trained somebody and they're still off, they need to know. And you need to know, was it them or was it the training? And whoever's doing that training, they'd better be able to course correct in real time. That's leadership. And now we move into the sixth tenet, creating a culture that honors both performance and well-being. Culture isn't built with Zoom happy hours, and it's not about pizza parties. It's built through how you lead, how you communicate, how consistent you are. And here's what we do at BELAY. We name our values. We live them in meetings and decisions. We recognize wins publicly. We give tough feedback privately. We model what we say matters, and we celebrate rest and results. Both. Burnout isn't a badge, it's a business risk. When you're burnt out and not at your best, and you're not taking care of your rest, you are actually no good to your team. If you can't show up thoughtful, careful, and intentional because you're overwhelmed and overworked, you are not helping your team. Transparently, the best leaders know how to unplug and rest and come back to lead better. The seventh and final tenet I affectionately called, don't talk about it, be about it. Or lead by example. If you want your team to protect their time, communicate clearly, respect boundaries, and deliver outcomes. You go first. Don't talk about deep work while pinging your team at 9 p.m. Don't ask for accountability if you're missing your own deadlines. And don't tell your team to take a break if you're never off slack yourself. At this stage, your habits are the culture. Your consistency is what gets multiplied. So if you want trust, you model it. If you want clarity, you bring it. If you want high performance, show what it looks like without burning out to prove it. The success of your team doesn't depend on where they work. It depends on how they're led. Culture starts at the top. If you don't create one will be created without you. With trust, structure, and clear expectations, remote teams don't just keep up, they outperform. So if you're holding on to that old model because it seems or feels safer, ask yourself, are you managing what's familiar or leading what actually works? If you want a system that helps you lead with clarity, trust, and intentional delegation, download my free Delegate to Elevate guide below. It'll help you stop micromanaging, start protecting your time, and build a team that leads well no matter where they work. And subscribe for more real-world leadership tools that'll help you scale with freedom, not friction.